Yeah, I thought this would be a fun way to officially announce that Dean Thompson and Harrison Burton will be driving my 26 and 24 cars full-time next season. So, yeah, really exciting day for us. Exciting day for the company. A lot of you guys know our story and our journey. So it's a special day, and yeah, just excited to get to work.
All right, we'll go ahead and bring Harrison and Dean up here, and we'll get started with availabilities here. All right, Dean, we'll start with you, and then Harrison, if you'll be willing to add a couple comments, just what this news means to you and the excitement for next season.
No, I'm really excited. It's a blessing and an honor for sure to be on this team with Sam. They welcomed me with open arms this year, and probably at a point in my career I did really deserve to be welcomed with open arms, and just really, really excited to keep on with this team.
All right, and Harrison, for you?
Yeah, for me, just obviously, just in alignment, right, of beliefs with Sam and their group and Dean, what they believe in, how they race, the way that they approach things. For me, is just a great fit. I'm super, super excited. Couldn't be more excited to join this group. For me, kind of what feels like going back home to our friends with Toyota. Ford has been great for me in my career as well, and have given me great opportunities. And I'll have friendships there forever. But it's very sentimental for me to go back kind of where it started with Toyota and guys like Jack and Tyler back there that have had my back even when I was racing with Ford. So really special. Couldn't be more excited.
All right, we'll go to questions from the media. We'll start with Zach up front and go to John and then Jordan.
Zach Sterniello, NASCAR.com. Sam, congratulations to you on announcing this. Why do Dean and Harrison make sense for Sam Hunt Racing?
Yeah, I think, Dean, like he mentioned, there was some risk bringing Dean in last year, and, Dean was not at his most confident point in his driving career. And for me, my fulfillment this year has been watching Dean grow as a person. And he's grown to have this humility and just desire to be embedded into the program. And I think that has correlated completely to his on-track performance being as strong as it's been. I feel like for Dean, being a first-year Xfinity guy with a group like ours and making a legitimate, run at, the tail end of the playoffs this year was a really, positive thing. And, I really thank Dean for buying in at the level, he did. Obviously, we're Xfinity racing, so this is a development series, and a lot of guys are hopefully going to come through Sam Hunt Racing and go on to race on Sundays. But really, the size of our group and how we have to do it, it takes drivers buying in at a very high level and being involved with everything the team has going on. So it was very important to me to share that I feel like Dean has earned his seat at Sam Hunt Racing this year, and I wanted him back, so I think he's just done a great job, and I think there's a lot of pressure on Dean next year to, continue that upward trajectory and continue to grow as a driver. And then on the other hand, Harrison is just something I'm thrilled to finally announce. I've known Harrison for years now, at a bit of a distance, but I've always admired his persona and how he treats people and how he acts, along with how hard he works, and obviously being a pretty accomplished race car driver. So for me, this was just a very good human fit all around. Two guys that I'm proud of, and I want to see succeed, and I want to see make it to Sunday at some point. So, I just ask that they buy in at the same level and be a part of this team's growth. And I think if we all do our jobs, we've got a shot to have 2 cars in the playoffs next year.
All right, John.
John Newby, Fan Buzz. 2 quick questions for you. So, Sam, when we talked to you a couple weeks ago, you kind of alluded to that reset that you guys had to go through and wanting to grow quality over quantity, all that stuff. So now that you can talk openly about this, what was that point where you knew that, hey, we're ready to go 2 full-time cars again?
Yeah, for me, I think it's just our preparation level. You know, being able to bring the same caliber of race car every single week and not feel like we're ever sacrificing one week to help us on another week. You know, I think we've grown on the personnel side, and we've had a lot of very strong new hires come in that have helped that preparation. You know, being able to use the tools that Toyota provides us, you know, more and more in the simulator time that we can offer these guys. You know, that Toyota partnership is instrumental in my growth and our team's growth. So I've just always had a fear of trying to run too fast, too quickly, and tripping, because I think you see a lot of groups do that in this world, and it's really easy to do, and it's easy to get ahead of yourself. But I felt like Harrison and where he's at in his career was just the perfect fit for where we're at, where we want to go. So, you know, a lot of it is just trusting your gut.
And then, Dean, you know, talking about that lack of confidence at the beginning of the season, then having Sam, having the team have your back throughout the season as you've grown, seeing some of these tracks for the first time as Xfinity driver, what is that outlook moving forward as you look at, hey, these are the places I'll revisit, here's where I can improve, here's where I've done better than I expected?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of confidence for sure to go back next year to all the same tracks. I know my guys believe in me, and they've brought me good cars all year, and they've helped me out a lot on tracks I've never been to, especially with a new car I've never driven. So yeah, just to go back to all these tracks is going to be a big confidence boost, but also a good test for me to see how much I've improved since then.
All right. Jordan?
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Sam, when you look at the organization and you've talked about kind of that slow build, what in terms of adding manpower now behind the scenes, what are you guys going to have to do?
Yeah, I think, you know, we carried a fairly, you know, heavy load of manpower this year with 1.5 cars, you know, knowing we wanted to be prepared for when this situation arose. You know, there's definitely a few positions that we're actively, you know, working to hire, but we also feel like we're in a pretty good place. So, yeah, I mean, growth always comes with challenges, and I think for me, it's just continuing to surround myself with the people I do, whether it be, you know, our management or Toyota and TRD and the folks there that have always looked after me in this program. You know, I've told you before, this place was built on good people, and we're going to keep good people coming in.
All right, we're going to go to Deb and Lee.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Harrison, you mentioned this was sentimental for you coming back to Toyota. Now that you're going to have access to the Toyota Performance Center again, how do you feel this will help you up your game and help you improve?
I see Jack Irvin's fist pumping back there. First off, my wife is super excited because I get to be a little stronger, probably lose some weight, so she's pumped about that. And then on top of that, just you know, for me, having a support system like that around you, where it's really like being a professional athlete 24/7. You know, I left, you know, quite a few years ago, and when I was originally at the Toyota Performance Center, it was a storage unit, and we were lifting weights in a storage unit in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the winter, and then all of a sudden it grew into this massive multi-million-dollar gym, and just what Toyota has put into that program to give their drivers the best physical training, the best mental training. It's things that you wouldn't even think about, right? As a driver, sometimes you go through the motions, and that group is kind of there to be, hey, are you thinking about this? Are you thinking about that? And helping you become a stronger person and driver when you show up to the racetrack, and just having that confidence that you've kind of dotted all your I's and crossed your T's. That's huge. I think racing is mental 99% of the time. It's all mental, and when you can show up with confidence knowing that you've out-prepared the rest of the field, that's huge for me personally.
If I can follow up.
Yep.
They've got a gourmet kitchen now. They have a gourmet kitchen now in that 30,000 square foot facility. And when we were in there the Thursday before Charlotte, Gio was in there making his food for the Charlotte weekend. Do you foresee yourself in there preparing your meals too?
I think so. Yeah, I'm a pretty good chef. I cook some steaks and stuff. Now I don't know that. I don't know how much meal. My wife does a lot of meal prepping as well, so I can maybe learn from her on what's healthy and what's not. And I'm joking about that, but in all seriousness, it is a great resource, and they have a nutritionist on staff and things that just make life easy for you as a driver to know what you're putting in your body and how it's going to affect your body.
Thank you.
All right, Lee.
Lee Spencer, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. Sam, is there any possibility that Corey Heim will run some races with you still in 2026?
I'd say all of that is still to be determined. Obviously, Corey and I are very close. He's like a little brother to me, and obviously he's a very, very talented race car driver. I mean, I think we all know he's a Sunday guy in the making. As Sam Hunt and Sam Hunt Racing, I don't quite control where Corey goes. Obviously he's part of another development program. So, I'm always open to the idea of working with Corey. I think he's done a lot for this race team over the past few years. And I do hope to continue to have him involved. So, really for me, it's just waiting to see how other events play out that are, out of my control. But I can tell you that we'd welcome working with Corey in some capacity next year.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Front Stretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Front Stretch fans can use promo code FRONTSTRETCH to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
I'm Caleb Barnes with FrontStretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.